Hey, I'm Emma Garlett, and on today's special episode of Paint It Blak, you'll hear from the people who will be the most impacted by a voice to Parliament about what issues they want addressed. There's been enough talk from politicians, commentators, and academics. Now is the time to hear from everyday people. Join me as I paint it black. Earlier this month, we finally heard the question, which will be posed to Australians by an emotional Anthony Albanese.
It will read, a proposed law to alter the Constitution to recognise the First Peoples of Australia by establishing an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice. Do you approve this proposed alteration? That's the question before the Australian people. Nothing more, but nothing less.
The Voice will be a body to inform and advise the government on issues which affect First Nations Australians. There's been a lot of talk from politicians, academics, and people like me, commentators, about what issues impact First Nations Australians. But have the people in remote and regional communities been asked what issues affect them the most? Over the last couple of months, we've spoken a lot about what the Voice to Parliament is, what we might be able to expect from it, and what politicians are saying about it. I have previously mentioned that a Voice to Parliament shouldn't be made up of people who already have a platform. It should be made up of everyday people. So we asked them. The West Australian has been working on a special investigation and visited WA's North to ask people there what they think. I'll add a link to those articles in the description. Along with the people they've spoken to, I've hit the streets of Perth to ask locals what they think too. Now it's my turn to take a step back and let the people of WA do the talking.
I think it's very hard for us to get our voice across because you have to go through so many barriers, such as overcoming school, university, further study, and then those barriers that are, affecting us, like mental health and networking and navigating the corporate world. It's very hard for us to get into that space.
It seems like a really good idea, but I feel like the actual implementing it in real life might not be as easy.
Really hope by embedding an Indigenous voice to Parliament, we can see changes and more inclusive policies and positive changes in our communities.
And I think that it would make a very big difference for the younger generations, as our elders have fought very hard for the life that our generation has today, and I think you should continue that fight.
Yeah. The voice may be there, but whether it's being listened to is another part as well. So whether they've actually got any power to do stuff with it.
There is a significant amount of Aboriginal people that is currently not being heard from a rural, remote, even people in the city that's currently being left out.
I want to be part of the change and I want to be part of the step forward in the right direction.
I reckon I'll vote yes, because at the end of the day, we can't knock down ideas just because we're not sure they're going to work out the best. I just think we still better try, because enough people try it, then hopefully it can get put through and we can make something really good out of it.
I think you need the voices of the people, in the community who's lived through it.
I agree with the voice that they were talking about and everything, but the ministers and the bigwigs don't actually hear what is happening over here, because they all wait for this photo opportunity.
If change is going to come, it has to come from on the ground. So there has to be more conversations, real conversations with Aboriginal people on the ground, and then Aboriginal people in these communities making good decisions.
We don't want to be advisory. We want to be able to do things to help all people, whether we're Indigenous or whether you're white Australians or whoever you are, if you live in Australia.
So most of the times in every community around the community really struggling for help, and that's why we need the government to look at us to say we're going to provide money for the houses to be fixed so we can have everybody have a nice good home to sleep in.
Even this organization, this is owned by the Department of Communities. Now, if you look at this was built in 1957. This is 1957 paint. They can't even paint it. My boys and girls are working. If you come in there, they are working in vomit and baby poo. Yeah, this is how bad it is for these people.
help us so that we can run these programs to help these kids out and give them a place they can come to hang out and I guess call their safe place.
No one comes to talk to these children and find out what do they really want to see in their community. They just assume this is best for you.
What if the government gave us a bit more funding for other programs to support these kids? I really do think they would have to go down that road, or anyone would have to go to bench it.
Sometimes for us, for Aboriginal people, it's good to look in the rear vision mirror, what happened to us in the past, so we don't make that same mistake again in the future.
They haven't addressed anything that the government did to this country. They never addressed education, health and housing and things like that, and the Indigenous people, how they live in poverty. They haven't addressed that. And what, the Voice gonna do that? I don't think so.
You talk about the Voice and, hear these kids, that's all they know. Give me a safe house to show these people that they are loved. Don't play the fool with these guys. This is lives we're talking about.
We want you, Albanese government, to commit to the regional voice as well as the national voice. The regional voice, I think, is more the core part of our journey with our community.
Thanks for watching Paint It Black with me, Emma Garlett. To read more about what people in communities are saying about The Voice, head to thewest.com.au to read their special in-depth coverage on the Voice to Parliament. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.